Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're back in Robot Rumble 2. And this time, I will show you how to build a robot. And it is pretty simple. This time I am teaching you how to build a robot that have a weapon on there. So now you need a base, which you can do whatever you want. You can do it crazy big. You can also make it so that it is fairly simple. For this one, I'm gonna build it pretty simple because I am not planning building a robot that are very complicated. So I don't have the time anyway because I don't want this video to be too long, and robots that are complicated is not always good. So now this is gonna be a normal robot that looks like Tombstone. It's gonna have a horizontal spinner on there. And the last video I show you how to make a robot that don't have a weapon on there. That video is mainly on the programming and how to build video, so you can check that out. So now I already finished the chassis. For this build, it's pretty complicated about the chassis, and everything else is pretty simple. You just go to extra weapons, it doesn't matter. You just go to custom shapes and create a new chassis that are the same. Just like that. And then you need 2 layers and make the same thickness as the other one. And you just choose collision that you like. It doesn't really matter. I am just gonna say top plate. There we go. There's the plate that are the same. You move it up. Don't worry about the red thing just yet, because you're gonna solve that problem later. And now you have to build the side panels and the back panel. For this, you click this tab on the left, and you click on mirror. You just select mirror, and it's gonna mirror the object that you're trying to build, so you don't have to build several times. And you press 3 on your keyboard to scale it, and press 1 to come back. And number 2, you can just move it around, rotate, and number 1 just move just like so. You just kind of just scale it until it's gonna cover the side, so you can't see the inside. Now you see here's you have a gap. You make it bigger. I fill that in. That's looking pretty good. And you're gonna press copy, which is this button right here on the right. You just click that and copy your object that you selected. Now press Q or E to rotate, and press number 3 to scale it, and press 1 to move it. Maybe move that in a bit, just like that. And now you can see we filled in the gaps in the middle, and this will be connected once you press material. You press that, and then you go back. Oh wait, how is that not connected? Oh, I see. You just do that. Oh, it's not connected. That's interesting. That didn't happen when I was building the other one. Okay. So when this happened to you, I guess you delete it and go to custom shapes that you just created and press that. Remember to turn off mirror and then rotate it and move it just like so. I like to move it down a bit. And why is it not attached? There we go. It is attached now. You just have to go to materials and click on the one that are not attached and select the material. And now you can see it is attached. So that is a simple fix. You just do that. If it still doesn't work, you just go out to the main menu and go in again and see if that fixed it. And now you just do the same thing to the back. Turn on mirror mode. Fill in the butt. Just like so. Let's see where I like to put it. That looks good. And yeah, that should be welded and no parts should be falling off. Yep, you can see it's not falling off, which is good. And now the chassis is finished. You can press X to make it transparent, but you don't have to do that. Now for the electronics, you just have to close it because it doesn't get in the way. You need RC receiver. Remember to turn off mirror mode, and you just place it on the top like so, and you move it down into the chassis. Oh, too far, like that. And you see it's red. It says not connected. You go to material and go back. Now it's connected. It's not falling out. For the ESC, you turn on mirror mode and select the ESC that you want to use. Now I want to use this 160 amp single motor ESC. And these ESC only work on the brushed motors. It doesn't work on the brushless motors. And if it's red, you go back to materials and go back. It's welded. For the weapon, I will use a brushed motor. So you need a brushed ESC, which is going to be this one could work, but I am gonna use this one just for now because those two handles a lot of current, and I like it. Now you can see we got these weapon ESCs and these motor ESCs. I like to put the motor ESC on the left and the weapon ESC on the right, so you know. Wiring splitters. I like to use 4-port battery hub. Drag them down. It gives you more runtime if you hook it up right. That's it for the ESC and the electronics stuff. Now you need batteries. The brushed motors runs on 37 volt, I think. So that's the drive motors on 37 volt, or maybe 36, I don't remember. So in this case, I'm going to use 33 volt. You don't want to overvolt the motors because they're going to break and it's not good. There we go, just place them down and weld them. Make sure you test them before you move on. They're not coming out or anything. Now for these two, it can provide 50 volt to the motor. And you go to motion and find the motor that you want. for the weapon, yeah, for the weapon motor, I don't know which one I want to use just yet. So I am going to check which one's the one that I want to use. I think this one could run on 70 volt, which is pretty good, but I don't think it's powerful enough. So I am gonna use a different one. This one. That's a bit too big, but let's see if it's going to fit inside. As long as it fits, it's fine. I'm fine with it if it sticks out a bit. Like that. That is completely fine. You can use that, no problem. As long as that you like the aesthetics and stuff. Now you choose the weapon motor. You select transmissions and find the chain transmission, or maybe a belt transmission. Where is it? Here's the belt one. I don't really like to use the belt because I don't think it looks cool. So yeah, you just gotta select the gears and move them just like so. That looks good. Move them up. Make sure that they're welded. They are welded now. I like to glitch them into the blocks just a little bit. Here's the motor, and I am going to move it back slightly, just like that. Now the weapon, electronics and motors, stuff like that, is done. Now for the drive. For the drive, I am using this short one. These motors right here. And by pressing W and S, rotate them. And press them in somewhere that you like. And that is looking about in the center. Maybe it's in the center. I don't know. Now you go to transmission for the select a gearbox and move them in. And make sure that they're attached. And press onto the motor. Move them in until the gearbox is attached to something. Otherwise, it's gonna fall apart. If you do things like this thing's gonna fall apart and it's not gonna work. Just like so. See that? Now, this thing will not fall apart. Just spawn it in, nothing falling apart. That is good. Now, I'm gonna change the gearing a bit. I like to run it on 6. It gives you a decent amount of torque and speed. And for the tires, now a few days ago on my old video, I saw a comment said that these wheels they break off with one hit, and that is true. If you want a better wheel, which is going to be like this, you just go into shapes, press on cylinder, you create an axle just like so. Now you move them in. Make sure to put them on some type of durable material. And now he said to use multiple pieces for the wheels. I think it's the quarter cylinder. Just like so. And you rotate them by pressing 2 and press 1. You move them in to the axle, pressing 3 to scale the wheels like that. That looks decent. Pretty good, You copy them by pressing that button. Press number 2. You rotate. Let's see if they are lined up. Yep, they are. Press the copy one. Make sure you attach them to the axle. Do not attach them onto the blocks, because if this gets hit off, the whatever thing that are attached to this one will get hit off also. I think that's how it works. Just make sure you attach them to the axle. Like that. Make sure you make them symmetrical. It's a big wheel. A very big wheel. Holy crap, that's a big one. Huh. Okay. There you go. That is looking fine to me. Like that. And you click onto the wheel. You make them rubber. I like to paint them. There you go. They're painted. And now the drive electronics is finished. For the weapon, I like to go to weapons and go to spinning and select the weapon that you like to use. And I am, in this case, I am gonna use my own weapon. How to do that? You just press custom shapes, and then you just make your own weapon, I guess. I am going to shape it pretty weird. Nah, I don't like that. Okay, just like that. You know what? I'm gonna delete that. Maybe I am going to scale it just a normal blade, just like so. Nothing too fancy. You move them in. Oh, that's not symmetrical. Okay, wait. Make sure you build them symmetrical. There you go. Now it's symmetrical. Just like that. I like to shape it like this because I think it looks cool. Blade. There it is. The blade have been created. Press W or S to flip them. You see they are way oversized. Press number 3, scale them down anywhere you like. Just like so. And click onto the tab, on the snap. You cancel that so that you can make it custom. Like so, that looks good enough for me. Oh, it's too wide. Gonna move that. So that looks good enough for me. And now make the fake axle. Press on cylinder and attach it. Maybe a good idea if you scale it down. That looks good enough for me. And now for the materials. I like to make the blade out of hard dogs because it is durable, and the chassis out of aluminum. Press set for all sides, and the panel make him aluminum because I think it looks good and durable. I like aluminum. Paint it whatever you like. The blade painted red. The middle one make it titanium. That looks good. Very nice. Now your robot is done. How to program them is fairly easy also. Here's the drive motors. That's what makes you move. And here is the weapon motor. These are the weapon ESC. You hook them up. ESC to the motor. And battery to the battery hub. Actually, these two battery are for the drive ESC. Hook them up like so, and the drive ESC to the motor. Oh, channel 1 to the receiver, channel 1 and channel 2. And the first one is left motor and the other one's the right motor. Now, yep, they're the opposite control. Let me just reverse. And right motor, L motor. There you go, you can drive now. They're a bit overpowered right now. So, what do? Go to gearbox and then make them slower. Is what you do. You can see it's super light for some reason, very light. You don't want that. Make the chassis out of steel, set for all sides, steel. There you go. Now it's not gonna be that. Oh, it's still crazy fast. That is some power. That is some power. It's still popping wheelies. That's very interesting. Okay. Hard docks. Okay, I'm gonna make that hard docks also. That looks good. Now for the weapon. Weapon. I think the weapon motor runs on 36 volts also. So I will use a 33 volt battery to not overvolt them. Otherwise they are gonna break and not good. Like that. You move them in. Use the battery to the battery hub. And the channel 3, channel 4 is the weapon. And channel 3 is single toggle, channel 4 single toggle. There you have it. That is some power. How? Oh, that's way too fast. You don't want that. You click onto the chain transmission and you just change the volume 0.1. Too slow. If you set it too slow, 0.5. Too fast, 0.4. It's too fast also. What about 0.3? There we go. 2002 RPM. Good enough for me. And I like to spin it in the opposite direction because yeah, that is some power right there. That is awesome. You see that right there? Look at the front. It is popping wheelies. That is not what you want. So you scale the wheels down because it sticks out quite a bit. I think that might be better. Yep, it is better. The reason it pops wheelie is because that the weight is on the front. I mean the back. Just move the weight to the front and click that. Move the blade back in again. Now as you see, it's a bit better. Now it looks like a tombstone because that's how I built it. I want it to look like tombstone. Now you have a fully functional robot that have a scary weapon on it. Look at that. Look at that weapon power right there. This robot's relatively small. If you want more weapon power, I will scale it up just a bit. Now you see it is awesome. You know, that is how you build a robot. And let's test it. This robot versus another robot.
3, 2, 1, go.
Look at that. Oh, get a bit air on that one. There we go. Nice hit. You see those power? That is some power. Oof, big hit. Look at that, break his weapon. Awesome. Another big hit. That looks like a KO for me. He cannot move. Just for fun, gonna hit him again. There we go, big hit. He's screwed. That is how you make a robot. And tell me what you would like to see in the next video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.